We got ourselves team one together with. We got ourselves flexing as a survival hunter. I was gonna say I'm assassination hunter. Gohan with Ori gonna be going on first. Open it up with a big old bash with a big old CONVOKE. Oh, he's CONVOKing broke people. Oh no, his CONVOKE actually just started melting into. Oh no. Ori though playing out that that Night Fae Boomy. Oh. Bubble out of Tabber. Tabber is going to have to go for a lot of healing. Massive healing for Word of Glory. Ori is just trying to snake along the way with that man. Is going to interrupt him. Does land the silence. Try to go for big star surges. Does he get the damage here? Thorns is up in case the warrior decides to come up. Big roar onto Tabber. Does Ori have enough damage? Try to see if he can charge over to Tabber. It looks like he's just going to kind of hang with the man for the time being. Ori just charging out. Is he going to end it here? Hodge by the Paladin. Ori looking to end the zero. Knockback onto Tabber. Does Ori have enough damage? Blind by Tabber. Playing it very, very defensively. Does he meld down to the dots? Does Ori have enough resources? Looks like he doesn't. Ori's going to back up out of there. Maybe even catch himself a bit of a reset. Ori, I think, might have had himself too early of an opener onto Tabber. Because he went for a CONVOKE and ended up CONVOKing into the warrior more than the Pala. I think it needs to be like as far away from most of the team next to the person that he's trying to CONVOKE, and then that'll probably do the trick. Bash onto Tabber. CONVOKE is available. Next to Tabber, nowhere to go. Tabber just getting blasted. Does go for a rebuke at the end versus Ori. Ori should be able to get Star Surges in either way. He's getting Star Surges. That's going to be Tabber with a big old hammer up and running. As he got that full Seraphim rolling, going to be a Cyclone to Tabber as Ori going for a little bit of reset. Ori playing out that Night Fae 1 minute CONVOKE, trying to see if he can make it work. It should be quite a bit of damage. And he actually did a lot of damage to the whole team of Team 2. Like, he actually did do quite a lot of damage there, didn't he? Big ol' flap up for Ori. Trying to get away from the Pala. And Ori just looking to get some damage from super far away. On Team Ori, I want to introduce the rest of the teams, dude. But I feel like Tabber or Ori, either one of them could fall over easily. The Druid versus the Red Pally. Actually looks like it's a bit of a standstill, but if they engage, I just want to be there for it. On that team, we also got skills. We got also Squish on Team 1. On Team 2, we got ourselves Cogbot. We got ourselves Intensive. We got ourselves Yogi's Bear, as well as Chicago. And Tabber popping off with a big old Seraphim. The hammer's ready. The crown is on, but the Cyclone stops the king. With a Cyclone right afterwards, is going to try to CC that full Seraphim. Almost got that third Cyclone. Gonna be a big old lead by Ori with a flab, dude. Bash with a Tabber. Does he have the big go? Is gonna get the hell away from Tabber. Is gonna bop himself out of that stun. CONVOKE the Spirit's available for Ori. Try to see if he can blast through Tabber. Big Star Surge available. Massive damage. Tabber actually get himself a heal. Hodge onto Ori. Does have a Barksian blind overlapping with a Hodge. Tabber trying to go for the biggest damage possible. Ori trick out of it with a War Stump to follow. That's gonna be Cyclone onto Tabber. Man, Tabber is not really just falling over to this Druid. Big CONVOKE, big damage, but Ori is actually having to put in the effort to take a Tabber down. Will Ori charge in? Ori got himself quite a lot of resources. Does have Incarnation come back very, very soon. So this Incarn CONVOKE is probably going to do the trick. Big old damage. Big Incarn CONVOKE right now. Well, that's Tabber to survive it. Massive Star Surges, and Ori just needs to take that attention of it. Oh. A little bit of a match for Chicago. I think he wanted to go for that 1v1 duel. Chicago already dotted up, going for a nice bow versus Ori. These boys are going to get themselves a little bit of a matchup. And later, after this duel, after we're done with duels for the day, for the evening, I do want to give Ori and Chicago an opportunity to 1v1 each other. I do want to give these guys an opportunity to 1v1 each other, maybe like a best out of 3. Because Chicago does want to duel Ori. We haven't done duels like the proper 1v1s on stream in a while. So I want to give these two a bit of a chance for that. War Stomp by Ori with a Cyclone, trying to get her to go on to Chicago, but actually goes for a bit of a snake move with that soul shape. He's like, you know what, I'm out of there anyway. I might as well, you know, get himself a bit of a reset. I can't really get another full Cyclone there from that short stun. I might as well. Gonna be regrowth for Ori to try to maintain himself. Gonna be a lasso by Chicago. Gonna be a bar skin for Ori just to cover himself, doing the damage. And that's going to be a bash by Ori with a CONVOKE the Spirit. Chicago, does he have an interrupt? Does he get an interrupt? But also doesn't take that much damage. He doesn't quite get the kick, but also didn't take the damage he needed. I wonder if Ori's ability ended up kind of healing his allies more than anything. Chicago, throwing down Primordial Bolt. Going to be CONVOKE with Spirits by Ori. Does he have that go? Does he have the go box of chocolates? He got himself a little bit of damage, but not the craziest burst ever. But decent damage nonetheless. I wonder if a lot of the damage went to actually Earth Fire Elemental. I'm wondering. Well, for Chicago, he does have Primordial Bolt. It could be a bunch of lava bursts. It could be just a one extra. You never really know either. Or he uses that soul shape just to get the hell out of dodge. Immediately, Chicago tried to go for a little bit of a self-heal. And Ori just regrowthing himself behind the pillar where the fire elemental is up and running. So far, so good for Ori and Chicago. Gonna be the static link fence. Ori actually starts surging, expending the resources just to get out of that chain link fence. The electric fence is keeping him down. 6 minutes into this duel, almost 7 minutes to get him to the 6:30 minute mark with 10% dampening right now, boys. And Ori just trying to maintain himself as best he can. Looks like Chicago just gonna sit out in the open. Wants to go for a big go, trying to drop down a slow totem onto Ori. Gonna be the big intro by Ori onto that nature's hit. And try to see if he can actually max in Chicago a little bit. Actually, walking right at him. Gonna be like lasso. Does he have anything for it? No bar skin or nothing. Might have pop very big defenses. Gonna be big incarnation. Chicago have an intro for it. Big convoke the spirits for Ori. But I don't even know if Chicago. I think he had a groundage on him for that one. Oh no, I think he actually had a grounding totem for that. I think I saw the totem disappear at the last second. For Ori, that is still incarnation, could be still potential lots of damage. But playing out that Night Fae burst, I wonder how well it's going to work out for him trying to get a big star surges into Chicago with Wraths right after. Going to be a light and last. It does Ori with Barkskin. He doesn't. Goes for a trinket instead. Incarnation is down for the count for the time being. Ori just trying to see if he can get himself recouped a little bit. 14 minutes, 56% dampener. Ori should hopefully have himself some kind of a big go. Maybe he's waiting out for the bash. Maybe he's just playing this. You know what? He got every cooldown. He just did get a full bash, full burst onto Chicago. No ground totem. Ground totem down. Bash. Big convoke. Incarn everything. Does he drop him down? Big star surge flying. Fleshcraft. Oh, blasted right through as the Fleshcraft came out. Oh my goodness. That is such a close duel. That was such a close duel. Big war stop on the Yogi who's going to trick it out of that immediately. Ori still has the incarnation. It's going to be full karma. He can't retaliate against the monk. But it's going to slow him down a little. My goodness, dude. That was intense. That was intense. You didn't know who was going to win that one. Elemental Shaman versus a Convoking Druid. Actually so close. And that's going to be Ori with that Zuen Hibernate, dude. Putting Zuen to sleep. 15 minutes into this duel, 61% dampening. I don't know how much more juice Ori got in himself, but that's going to be a trinket out of Yogi. If Ori can go for a big convoke, bash into Yogi and get a lot of damage with star surges, no more karma, he might be able to maybe make a play. Try to see if he can tag Yogi as he's out in the open. Any kind of dot damage he's doing 60% dampening is also pretty good, by the way. Yogi mounted up. Not a lot of healing that can be really gotten. I mean, he could just sit behind pillar and just heal if he wanted to. And Ori just trying to get himself some damage in. Gonna be an in-cap by Yogi. Does he have Lexi? If he does, Ori trinkets out of it. Bash onto Yogi. Trying to go for the big damage. And I think maybe the images, I think the monk images might have eaten a lot of the burst into a silence on Yogi. If he's standing under here, no healing. And that's gonna be Ori taking him down. Big old star surge. Intense, charging intensely. Trinkets out of the cyclone. Immediately got him stormbolt onto Ori. Not gonna sit that roar long at all. Cancel that blaze. So try to catch up to Ori. Big leap as Ori goes in for a soul shape behind the pillar. As we are hitting that 16 minutes. Oh, he took about a minute to kill the monk. He waited for Convoke. Big leap by Ori. Ooh, I like that leap. Leap past Intensu. Very nice. Into a storm, into a war stomp. Almost got the cyclone. Didn't quite get it. Almost got it. Didn't quite get it. But it's going to be Intensu waiting it out until he gives himself a big old burst for Ori. He's still, actually, Wreck is down. Wait, he might actually have to wait out for a little bit. But I think the Fury Word still got a lot of pressure that he can put in. I think the Fury Warrior still got a lot of pressure. Getting quite massive condemns into Ori though. That's pretty good. Roar by Ori. That's not going to be stopping Intenso at all. Can always Zerka Rage out of that one. Gonna hit and Rage Ori, make it a distance as far as it can. Intenso way back. Is gonna have to charge him maybe with some defenses on top of it. Is gonna make such a mount up at least. Throwing in a weapon at Ori to keep him in combat. I think maybe to make sure the druid doesn't catch a reset. He did a couple of star surges as you poke it behind the pillar. Probably not a great idea. Leap onto Ori. Bash by the druid. Does he go for the big convoke? Trying to go for some damage in here. Silence on intensive. There's going to be no rallying crowd while silenced. Cogbot is the last one left. Try to see if you might be able to take on this juggernaut of a druid. Convoke and Boomies are nutty, by the way. Does he find Ori? I feel like the Outlaw World could win this. Big grapple hook from a mile away, catch it up to Ori. Gonna be a roar by the druid, and Cogbot might want to go for a bit of a reset. Looking for Dora Shadows. Catch it up to Ori. He's gonna pistol shot him to slow him down. Big convoke, the spirits coming out. Cogbot is juice cloaked. So it could be pretty good for Ori. Next go. That is full incarnation too. War stop with the Cogbot. Does Cogbot have a chicken? He does if he wants to use it. Chooses not to. Chooses to wait it out for now. Which might not be the worst idea. Also, I just realized his shoulders. One shoulder is one way, the other shoulder is the other. I just figured it out. Vantage by Cogbot. Looking to get himself a little bit of a reset. His shield, as his child, is so tiny at 79% dampening. Looks like Ori tried to see if he could roar the rogue out, but looks like the sap comes out either way. Cogbot landing that sap is gonna not get a cheap shot. Kind of got an auto attack opener onto Ori. And Ori got himself a bash, big old movement away from Cogbot. Star Surge is gonna be blind by the rogue. He just did himself full combo points. Kidney shot onto Ori. Does he have the big go? Trying to go for a big artifact weapon. It's actually going to do damage to himself every time he uses a finisher. Does not have Cloak of Shadows, and that's going to be a Star Surge to take him down. Just came in at low health, and Ori was able to blast him. Ori with a 1v5, apparently. What? Wait a second. What? Ori as a Night Fae convoking Boomy with a new 1-minute Lego.